The DevOps project aims to close the gap between today's and future's skills demands of municipal workforce, by emphasizing on the exploitation of emerging employment paradigms. Its mission is to develop job profiles for smart cities DevOps professionals. DevOps project is an Erasmus Plus project and it has been funded with support from the European Commission.
Competence description. Cities are challenged with increasing population and need to implement smart solutions to become more resilient to economic, environmental and social challenges.
This module examines the innovative business models in the context of smart cities, analyzes the most important existing business models as well as the emerging business models for smart cities.
Learning objectives. The learning objectives of the module Smart Cities Business Models and Financial Management are the following.
To define a framework for understanding and describing innovative business models.
To recognize the different types of companies in smart cities and emphasize on smart city ecosystem.
To select a smart city business model.
To explain what smart cities are, exploring the contrasting visions of how they will transform our urban environments and lives, and considers whether smart cities can be sustainable.
To identify the role of people in smart cities and different approaches that cities are taking, from city-led roadmaps to smart business services and co-designed solutions with citizens through living labs.
To understand the role that technology, data, and urban analytics can play in transforming cities and considers challenges and best practices to overcome them, such as data ownership, privacy, and ethics.
To define a methodological approach to analyze business models.
Competence content. The competence content is divided into the following units.
Business model and business model innovation.
The ecosystem around the smart city.
Smart city business models.
Challenges and opportunities for smart city business models. The first unit introduces learners to innovative business models. It includes
the concept of innovative business models and different types of innovative business models.
The concept of a business model.
Patterns to classify business models.
Building blocks of business model canvas.
Methodological approach for analyzing business models.
The second unit introduces the learners to the ecosystem around the smart city. It includes
debates around smart, sustainable, and future cities.
The components of a smart city ecosystem.
The smart city conceptual models.
The third unit introduces learners to smart city business models. It includes
the smart city value.
Types of companies in smart cities.
Smart city business models.
Role of leadership and governance in creating smart cities. The last unit sensitizes learners on challenges and opportunities related to smart city business models. It includes
most commonly cited barriers to smart city business models.
Addressing key urban challenges.
Mini case studies regarding barriers to smart city business models.
Best practices to overcome barriers to smart city business models.
Importance of ICT, data and urban analytics.
What is business model? A business model describes the rationale of how an organization creates, delivers, and captures value.
It is a method by which a firm builds and uses its resources to offer customers better value.
In e-business,
an architecture of the information, product and financial flows, including a description of the various business actors and their roles, a description of the potential benefits for the various business actors and a description of the sources of revenues.
What is innovative business model?
Concept is discussed broadly today.
Definitions.
Variations on a generic value chain underlying all businesses, which deal with the production or marketing business activities.
New product development for unmet needs that could even generate a new customer segment.
Focus on a process innovation and a better way of making, selling, distributing an already proven, existing, product or service, to existing and or new customer segments.
The introduction of a novel building block.
The transformation of one single step within the development, delivery process.
Business model canvas. Beta Y customer segments, we refer to the different groups of people or organizations an enterprise aims to reach and serve.
As value propositions, we define the bundle of products and services that create value for a specific customer segment. This is the reason why customers turn to one company.
Channels refer to how a company communicates with and reaches its customer segments to deliver a value proposition.
Customer relationships include the types of relationships a company establishes with specific customer segments. It includes as well how the company is acquiring and keeps customers or how it increases sales.
Revenue streams include the cash a company generates from each customer segment.
As key resources, we define the most important assets required to make a business model work. It may include physical, financial, intellectual, or human resources, owned or leased by the company.
Key activities are the most important things a company must do to make its business model work.
Key partners include the network of suppliers and partners that make the business model work.
As cost structure, we include the most important costs incurred while operating under a particular business model. The smart city ecosystem. Smart cities evolve over time beyond the interconnected infrastructure to encompass government organizations, citizens, and businesses into an intelligent, interconnected ecosystem.
Through much different application, the main goal remains the same, that it, better services, higher quality of life, and a sustainable future for all.
The Smart City Conceptual Model. Smart City Conceptual Model captures organizational and technical perspectives of a smart city and provides practical instruments for smart city stakeholders to lead the digital transformation of a city towards a smart city.
The conceptual model considers 4 primary dimensions: strategy, technology, governance, and stakeholders.
Each primary dimension is complemented with sub-elements, which altogether form meaningful interrelations and provides a comprehensive and systematic approach for the smart city design, development and implementation. The Smart City Value. In 2016 alone, an amount of $39.5 billion was projected to be spent in smart city technologies.
A novel smart city market evolves radically, and it is estimated to reach $1 trillion by 2025.
Value sources.
Vendors that are being engaged in the smart city domain.
Installation of companies that have been attracted from other regions, allocates new capital in the city and generate new jobs.
City operational efficiencies and effectiveness empowerment from technology.
New product and service generation.
Startup generation in the smart city area.
Smart city business models. Like organizations that rely on business models to create and deliver value for customers and generate profits, a smart city can develop a business model to define the value it creates and the revenues it can generate. An obvious source of income relies upon the development, ownership, and operation of the infrastructure. IoT-based models. Various business models can be also developed based on the exploitation of the Internet of Things of the smart city, the ownership of the network, web-based services, e-commerce exploitation, operation-related services, or crafting an innovative business model. Barriers to smart city business models.
Every city has its own characteristics and demands.
Overestimated vision of the smart city.
Technology push versus community pull, since big vendors struggle to achieve sharing in the smart city value and the corresponding market.
Cyber threats.
Lack of smart city skills.
Missing control of the technology. Competence learning outcomes. Upon completion of this module, the learner will be able to
define the concept of innovative business models.
Identify 10 types of innovative business models.
Describe the concept of a business model.
Define 5 patterns to classify business models.
Identify the 9 building blocks of business model canvas.
Recognize the concepts and current debates around smart, sustainable and future cities.
Define the components of a smart city ecosystem.
Identify 7 smart city conceptual models.
Discuss different approaches for citizen engagement in smart city planning.
Identify the connections between urban innovation, enterprise and smart city business models.
Identify 6 challenges related to smart city business model.